thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me. We are comparing these two palettes. I had questions about that. Medium Coral versus Medium Rose Gold. So I tried them on side by side for you before I add eyeshadow. That way you can really see the difference between the two. And I also have something fun on this Chanel 222. This is the one I was waiting for to come back in stock. I finally picked it up. So I have it on by itself today. Really quick, get ready with me using some other lovely Chanel products. Let's go ahead and get started. Going with the Chanel Eye Concealer. Really light layer. So we're gonna go kind of sheer on the skin as well. Okay, and since it's warm, let's go in with some really lightweight foundation. The lightest weight foundation Chanel has, the Water Fresh Tint. This is in Medium Plus. I have this giant brush, this BK Beauty 105. I haven't tried it with this yet, so let's see. So this is very sheer, as you can see. I'm just using this to add a little bit of hydration. I actually did not moisturize. I went in with some serum and that was it. So this is giving me a little hydration and just the slightest filtering effect. So this is very effective for covering large portions of the face very quickly. We're gonna go in with this 106 brush. It's smaller. The reason I'm featuring these is because I'm getting a lot of questions actually from my stepdaughter about these because she's seen these all over the place on social media, so she had lots of questions. So I thought, let me use them a little more and I can give her some information and give you information too. This is in the 106 though, it's smaller. Like I said, they're very similar in shape. And we're going to continue with this more sheer theme, but I have the Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch. It does have more coverage than the Water Fresh Tint. Now I have mine in B30, so that's really quite light for me, but it's great for that center of my face. So I'm actually blending the two, the Water Fresh Tint and the Water Fresh Complexion Touch together. So let's use that for the center of the face. Got a little bit more of the Medium Plus. So it's a little light for me right now in the summer. So I know it looks just slightly light in the center, but I wanted a little more coverage with that Complexion Touch. So it's a little more dense in its pigmentation than the Water Fresh Tint. We're gonna go in with this Light Peach by Jones Road. It's their Neutralizer pencil. So this is for dark spots here on me. My chin. I'm gonna take a little bit of this one, number 9, just to combat a little bit of redness, broken capillaries. So this is a REPHR number 36. I think right now I could probably go with B40 in the Complexion Touch, but I just have B30, so if that gives you any indication. Yeah, I'm typically BD41 as my best shade match in Chanel products. My lips are chapped, so I'm gonna go in with this Chantecaille Lip Balm. It's their Rose de Mai Lip Balm. Really nice and hydrating. It's a little hot today, so I'm gonna go with this YSL Powder. It's new to me, but I'm very impressed with it. It's the All Hours Hyper Finish. And it is translucent, but I have to say it does brighten my face a little bit, but it has amazing hold without feeling cakey. So that's just to hold makeup in the center here where I get more oily. And then we're gonna go in with the Perfect Blur Powder by Chantecaille because it helps to really smooth the appearance of pores. It brings back a little bit of color for me. It color corrects those dark spots a little as well. You can see there. Just helps it, I know it sounds like it wouldn't, but it makes it look more natural. Let me just quickly fill in these brows. Okay, I'm just gonna run a bit of this trench under the eye just to even this out. Okay, let's go ahead and compare these two palettes, Medium Coral and then Medium Rose Gold. We're gonna try this with the Jade Facette and see which one works better, but we'll also get a good comparison. That's why I wanted to do this first. So let's take this as a REPHR number 18. I'm gonna take this bronzer and just apply that as a bronzer first, because this does have a more like reddish tone to it, which surprised me, but also I know viewers had also noticed this, that there's a redness just to the bronzer, which it doesn't look like in the pan, but you can see here, it's almost a blush. I mean, I could use this as a blush. So let's bronze just the rest of my face. Okay, so this is the bronzer for the medium coral. We're gonna take this REPHR, got a number 4 here. I'm gonna take the bronzer from the medium rose gold, and let's do the same thing so you can see a difference. Okay, so here's medium coral and then here's rose gold. So you can see there's a difference. There's definitely a reddish orangey tone in here versus this tone, which is more neutral and a little bit more golden. There's a golden tone in the blush too. We'll see it a little bit here. Medium coral, medium rose gold. Okay, let's go in. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference here. I can see it. Plus I put this much higher just because I see it more as a blush. So let's get this a little bit higher. Now let's go in with the blushes. Let's go in with the medium rose gold first. And I'm just gonna use the same brush here. You can see that's got a pinker tone to it. And this does have a gold sheen to it as well. Beautiful. On this side, coral, which is very vibrant. There's the one from the medium coral. Okay, I need to bring this, let me get another brush here. I'm just gonna bring this bronzer down a little bit further. Oh wow, we have definitely gone overboard, but you can see the difference. I'm gonna fix this in a little bit between the two palettes. Coral doesn't seem to have as much of a reflective element to it as this one in the medium rose gold. It's a bit softer in its finish, a bit more satiny, versus this one, which has more of a glow. So the finishes are also different. Okay, let's go in with the highlighters. This to me is, this is like a more of an ambient lighting powder, less of a highlighter because it's got so much color to it. I'm gonna use the same brush and I'm gonna use, just to hit the high points. This is the one that I'll use right here because it is reflective, nice and reflective. And then on my chin as well. It's a beautiful glow. Okay, and then this side, let's go in with this, which is more of a highlighter. It's got that champagne shade to it. It's lighter as well. And I wouldn't add that to my chin because it's not actually gonna add color, it's just gonna add a reflective quality. So those are the two side by side. So medium coral and medium rose gold. So before we fix this and make it even, that way you can see it a little bit longer, I'm gonna add Jade Facette and see which one works better. I mean, I feel like this might work better, but I feel like that might work as well. So we're gonna put this on its own. And then in some future videos, I'm gonna start pairing them together to see what combinations work nicely. Because I already know this is really interesting with quartz fume. So let's just add this on. So when I saw this in the store, it looked much like bluer toned than it looks on. So it's coming across with like a yellowy tone to it, which is still pretty, but it's just different than I thought. I thought it was going to be a mintier green. And it reminds me a little of the Butterfly palette by Chantecaille, that lovely, very special green shadow they have in there. So what I'm gonna do is add some mascara, and then we'll look at that compared to the butterfly palette. Okay, so that gives you a pretty good idea of what you would like to pair this lovely green eyeshadow with, the Jade Facette, with either the medium coral or medium rose gold. Okay, I know it's a lot. I'm gonna tone it down, but at least you can see the difference in the color. So let me just be still for a moment so you can see. And I think whether you go with this shade, medium rose gold, it's just more muted, I think, here, versus this is really more playful, I think, a little more whimsical. This one, 940 in Cocoon, I think works well with both. Just removing actually some of the lip balm because this is also balmy. So I feel like it has like a sherbet. Actually, it might go better with this side, but it's got a little vibrancy to it. I'm going to go ahead and just try and even this out now that you've had a chance to see it. Oh wait, but before I do that, okay, before I even these out, I have this butterfly palette in case you had this, and you can see that green shade in there is lovely, and why it reminds me of this Chanel green shadow. I don't own many like light green shadows like this, so let's just compare them. So actually, now that I'm looking at them, the Chanel one does seem like a mintier green than the the Chantecaille. Chantecaille does have more of like a yellowy tone to it versus this, but on my eyes, it still has like a goldy tone on there. So let me just try and balance these out. I hope that demo helped to show the differences between the two palettes in case you were still considering them. They are quite different. Their tones are different. Even the finishes on the blush are different, as you could see. And I would actually use these differently. I would swirl these all together for a nice bronzer look. And then for the medium rose gold, I would use this all separately. That's how I prefer to use this palette. But I do enjoy them both. And then we have the light coral coming. Actually, that arrived, so I need to film that next. For the eyeshadow, I think it's pretty, it's whimsical, kind of like the Chantecaille butterfly palette is whimsical. I do want to pair it with, like I said, other shadows as a topper because I tried that in store. I haven't tried it in real life yet, but it does look really pretty layered. So we're going to try that in another look coming up. And like I said, that Cocoon lip looks really good with more spring summer looks from what I've found. But do let us know if you have both of these palettes, which one you prefer, what your coloring is. I think that makes a big difference on what is going to look great on your skin tone and how you pair this eyeshadow with the palettes, or if you have any other ideas, we'd love to hear it. Or if you have any other ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.